I don't know how long it took for me to realize. It was April Fool's Day, and my selection and friends always made it difficult to know if anything was actually happening for real on that particular day. It was the tapping, the constant tapping. At first, I couldn't tell where it was coming from just because it seemed to be everywhere. It was a small noise, something that you'd disregard, maybe a little confused at during the day, but at night, that noise was the call of the Grim Reaper come to get you early. The tapping kept on until I couldn't stand it. I stalked over to the window, which seemed to be the most likely source of the sound, and I got ready to give my friends more than a piece, perhaps a large chunk of my mind. It must have been, 11:30? As far as I was concerned, April Fool's Day, the environment in which my friends thrived, was over. It was time to shut up. I half walked, half stumbled over to my window in the dark and pulled back the curtain, frowning at a piece of thread on my shirt. I pulled at it, slightly preoccupied, before I remembered what it was I was doing. Then I looked up and flinched. That was not my friend's face. Well, was it even a face? I mean, the fact that I couldn't pinpoint the fact that it was a face or not, but could tell that the next thing it did was definitely grin, that was disturbing. It was a mask, makeup, it had to be. And then slowly, whatever it was, held up a crooked finger with a long nail. Dirt gathered under it, and at the end it was cracked and warped like a plank of wood trying to survive all 4 seasons outside. And then it tapped the window once. That's the noise it made. And it did it again. And again. The tapping steadily got faster, and the grin slowly got wider. I took a delayed step back, and then it increased the speed. I almost tripped over my school bag and wondered briefly why, out of all the actions that could have happened apart from tripping over completely, I managed to get the cliché one and then trip. I stopped walking backwards and surveyed the scene, trying to grasp at fact and knowledge when there was none. But in a sudden burst of courage, I lunged forward and pulled the curtain back across the window. The tapping continued. It's been 4 days now since April Fool's. Every night at 11:30, the tapping starts. Yesterday was almost hypnotic. I caught myself just as I realized what I was doing. I was tapping the bedside table. That same rhythm, that same... It just started tonight. I mean, just right now. I sit up in bed and I grin like an idiot. And I tap the bedside table. And when you think about it, it's almost beautiful. Yeah, it's easy to get caught up and carried along in the fun of doing what everyone else is doing. But sometimes self-control is an asset. Stay scary, wildlings, and make the most of your nights.